No one owes you success, happiness, or fulfillment. The sooner you accept this truth, the sooner you can take full control of your life. Many people spend years waiting for someone to come along and change their circumstances, whether it's a mentor, a lucky break, or the perfect opportunity handed to them. But the harsh reality is that nobody is coming to save you. The world keeps moving, and if you sit back waiting for someone else to care about your struggles more than you do, you will be left behind. It's easy to fall into the trap of blaming external factors, your upbringing, your lack of resources, your current situation, but that mindset only keeps you stuck. There are countless stories of people who came from absolutely nothing and still made something of themselves. The difference between them and those who stay in the same place isn't luck, connections, or natural talent. It's the ability to take ownership of their circumstances and do something about it. It's about understanding that while you can't control where you start, you can control where you go from here. When you take responsibility for your life, you eliminate excuses. You stop saying, I can't do this because of my past, and start asking, what can I do right now to move forward? This shift in perspective is powerful because it puts you in the driver's seat. It forces you to focus on solutions instead of problems, on progress instead of pity. It's easy to complain about how unfair life is, but complaining doesn't change your reality. Action does. Taking responsibility also means letting go of the idea that anyone else should prioritize your success. Your friends, family, or society might support you, but they are all dealing with their own battles. Expecting them to carry you or constantly motivate you is unrealistic. People have their own problems, and at the end of the day, they are focused on their own lives, just like you should be. If you rely on external validation or motivation, you'll find yourself constantly disappointed when others don't show up the way you expected them to. The only person who can consistently push you forward is you. This also means embracing failure as your own. When things don't go your way, it's not about bad luck or an unfair system. It's about what you can learn and how you can adapt. The most successful people don't dwell on their failures. They analyze them, adjust their approach, and keep moving forward. When you take responsibility, you stop seeing failure as a roadblock and start seeing it as feedback. Every setback is an opportunity to grow, but only if you're willing to accept that your progress is entirely in your hands. Another crucial part of taking responsibility is understanding that your emotions and mindset are your own responsibility as well. Life will throw obstacles at you, people will disappoint you, and circumstances will be tough, but how you respond to them is completely within your control. If you let every setback break you or every negative comment discourage you, you'll never get anywhere. Mental resilience is built by recognizing that external situations do not define you, your response to them does. Instead of reacting emotionally to every difficulty, train yourself to stay focused and push forward regardless of the challenges. When you accept full responsibility for your life, you develop an unshakable confidence. Because you know that no matter what happens, you have the ability to adjust and keep going. You no longer wait for permission to chase your dreams. You stop waiting for the right moment, the perfect conditions, or someone else's approval. You simply get to work. And once you make that shift, you become unstoppable. Hard work is the great equalizer, the one thing that can bridge the gap between talent, luck, and opportunity. Many people waste time believing that success is reserved for those who are naturally gifted, born into privilege, or lucky enough to be in the right place at the right time. But the truth is, none of those things matter if you're not willing to put in the effort to back them up. Talent without hard work is useless. Luck without preparation leads nowhere. Opportunities mean nothing if you're not ready to seize them. Hard work is the one thing you can control, the factor that determines whether or not you reach your full potential. The world is filled with people who had potential, but never did anything with it. You've probably met people who were naturally smart, athletic, or creative, but never pushed themselves. They coasted on their abilities, relying on what came easy to them, only to find out later that someone with half their talent, but twice their work ethic, surpassed them. Talent might give you a head start, But without the discipline to keep working and improving, it means nothing. How many athletes had incredible natural ability but failed because they didn't train as hard as their competition? How many musicians or artists never reached their full potential because they expected success to come to them instead of grinding every day to improve their craft? The world doesn't reward potential, it rewards results. And results only come from relentless effort. One of the biggest lies people tell themselves is that hard work guarantees immediate success. This mindset sets people up for disappointment. The reality is hard work doesn't always bring instant results, and that's what discourages most people from sticking with it. They put in effort for a short period, don't see immediate rewards, and give up. But success isn't a straight line, it's a slow, grinding process filled with setbacks, failures, and moments of doubt. The people who truly succeed are the ones who push through those tough moments, who stay disciplined when they don't feel like it, and who keep going long after others have given up. Hard work isn't just about the hours you put in, it's about the consistency and intensity with which you apply yourself. Anyone can work hard for a day, a week, or even a month, but real success comes from showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it, even when you're tired, even when you're discouraged. It's about developing a relentless work ethic that doesn't depend on motivation. Motivation fades. Discipline is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who make excuses. The best in any field aren't the ones who work hard when they feel inspired. They're the ones who work hard regardless of how they feel. There will always be people who seem to have an advantage over you, whether it's money, connections, or natural ability. But none of that guarantees success. Plenty of people have been handed every advantage and still failed because they lacked the work ethic to maximize their opportunities. On the other hand, plenty of people have started with nothing and built something incredible through sheer persistence and effort. If you focus on working harder than everyone else, you give yourself a chance to outlast and outperform those who rely only on their advantages. The world doesn't care about your excuses, your struggles, or your reasons for not succeeding. It only cares about the results you produce. There will always be reasons why something is difficult, why the odds are stacked against you, why you feel like quitting, but the moment you start making excuses, you've already lost. The only thing that matters is whether or not you are willing to do the work. If you refuse to quit, if you keep pushing even when things get hard, if you show up every day and put in the effort, success becomes inevitable. Hard work is what builds character, resilience, and confidence. When you know you've put in the time, when you know you've outworked your competition, when you know you've done everything in your power to succeed, you develop an unshakable belief in yourself. That belief is what carries you through the toughest moments, what keeps you going when others give up. Most people want success, but very few are willing to endure the process it takes to get there. The question is, are you willing to work harder than everyone else for as long as it takes with no guarantee of immediate rewards? Because if you are, you put yourself in a position where success is no longer a matter of if, it's only a matter of when. The world is filled with distractions. Everywhere you look, there's something trying to pull your attention away from what truly matters. Social media, other people's opinions, temporary pleasures, and even your own doubts can become obstacles that keep you from reaching your goals. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't just talent or opportunity, it's focus. The ability to block out distractions, ignore the noise, and stay committed to your path is what separates those who achieve great things from those who get lost in the chaos of everyday life. People will always have something to say about what you're doing. Some will doubt you, some will criticize you, and some will even try to bring you down. The truth is, most people are too focused on their own lives to genuinely care about your success or failure. Yet, many allow the fear of judgment to hold them back. They waste time worrying about what others think instead of focusing on improving themselves. The irony is that the people whose opinions you fear the most are often the ones doing the least. It's easy for someone on the sidelines to criticize, but their words mean nothing if they're not in the game themselves. The more you care about others' opinions, the more power you give them over your life. If you let their words dictate your actions, you'll never reach your full potential. Distractions don't just come from other people, they also come from within. Your own mind can be your biggest enemy. Doubts, insecurities, and procrastination can all creep in and pull you away from what matters. It's easy to start second-guessing yourself, questioning whether you're good enough or whether your efforts are worth it. But every moment you spend doubting yourself is a moment you could have spent getting better. The mind will always look for the easy way out, convincing you to take a break, to give up early, or to focus on something less challenging. But greatness isn't built on comfort. It's built on pushing through discomfort and staying focused when everything in you wants to quit. The modern world makes staying focused harder than ever. Technology has made it easier to be entertained and distracted at all times. Every minute, there's a new notification, a new video to watch, a new post to scroll through. It's never been easier to waste hours on things that add no real value to your life. Many people complain that they don't have time to work on their goals, yet they spend hours every day consuming content that does nothing for them. The difference between success and failure often comes down to how you use your time. Those who are disciplined use their time to build, to learn, to improve. Those who aren't disciplined waste their time seeking temporary gratification. The more you train yourself to stay focused on what matters, the more progress you will make. One of the biggest mistakes people make is comparing themselves to others. Social media has made it easier than ever to see other people's success and feel like you're falling behind. You see someone with a better job, a better body, a better lifestyle, and suddenly you start questioning your own progress. But comparison is a trap. Everyone's journey is different, and what you see online is never the full story. People show their highlights, not their struggles. They post their wins, not the years of hard work and failure that came before. If you constantly compare yourself to others, you'll never feel satisfied. The only person you should compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. If you are improving, even if it's just a little, you're on the right path. Focus on your own journey and stop worrying about how fast someone else is moving. Staying focused also means learning to say no. People will always try to pull you into things that don't align with your goals. Friends might pressure you to go out when you should be working. Family might not understand why you're dedicating so much time to something they don't see value in. Society might try to convince you to take a safer, more traditional route instead of following your passion. But at the end of the day, it's your life. You have to decide what matters most and protect your time and energy. Every yes to something unimportant is a no to something that could change your life. Learning to say no is one of the most powerful skills you can develop if you want to stay focused. Obstacles will always come. Life will test you with distractions, setbacks, and difficulties. But if you stay locked in on your goals, if you refuse to let the noise pull you away from your purpose, you will make progress. Most people don't fail because they aren't capable. They fail because they allow themselves to get distracted. They start strong but lose focus when things get tough. They let small setbacks turn into excuses to quit. But if you can train yourself to ignore the noise, to push through doubt, to stay committed even when you don't feel like it, you will separate yourself from the majority. You will become the kind of person who doesn't just dream about success, but actually achieves it. In the end, what you say doesn't matter. What you think doesn't matter. What you feel doesn't matter. The only thing that truly matters is what you do and the results you produce. Too many people talk about what they're going to do, make big plans, set ambitious goals, and spend hours imagining success, yet never take the necessary action to make those things a reality. The world doesn't care about your intentions, it only sees your execution. You can have the best ideas, the biggest dreams, and the most detailed strategies, but if you don't put in the work to bring them to life, none of it means anything. Results speak louder than words, and if you want to be taken seriously, You need to let your actions and accomplishments do the talking. It's easy to get caught up in excuses. People convince themselves that they'll start working on their goals when the timing is right, when they feel motivated, when they have more resources, or when life becomes less stressful. But there is never a perfect time. There will always be obstacles, always be challenges, always be reasons to wait. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is that successful people take action regardless of the circumstances. They don't wait for the stars to align. They create their own opportunities through relentless effort and discipline. They don't just talk about what they want to do. They prove it through consistent action. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking that hard work should immediately be rewarded. They put in effort for a short period, don't see instant results, and give up. But success isn't about working hard for a day, a week, or even a year. It's about persistence over the long haul. Most people fail not because they aren't capable, but because they quit too soon. They get discouraged when they don't see progress right away, forgetting that real success is built over time. The most successful individuals didn't achieve their goals overnight. They worked in silence, grinding for years before anyone noticed their efforts. While others were looking for shortcuts or waiting for luck to intervene, they were putting in the work day in and day out until their results became undeniable. Results don't just prove your ability to others. They build your own confidence. Every time you accomplish something, no matter how small, you reinforce the belief that you're capable of achieving even more. This is why action is more important than motivation. Motivation comes and goes, but results create momentum. When you start seeing progress, no matter how slow, it fuels you to keep going. On the other hand, if all you do is talk about what you're going to do without ever taking action, you'll eventually lose confidence in yourself. You'll become just another person who had big dreams but never followed through. Nothing destroys self-belief more than repeatedly breaking promises to yourself. The reality is, nobody cares about your potential if you don't turn it into something tangible. The world doesn't reward people for what they could have done. It rewards them for what they actually did. You don't get credit for almost succeeding. You don't get recognition for trying hard but giving up before the finish line. You don't get remembered for the ideas you never executed. All that matters is what you accomplish. This is why so many people with incredible potential remain unknown, while those who consistently put in the effort rise to the top. Potential means nothing without execution, and effort without results is meaningless. People will doubt you in the beginning. They won't believe in your vision. They won't take you seriously until you give them a reason to. This is why talking about your plans too much can actually be a mistake. The more you talk, the more people will question you, criticize you, or try to bring you down. Instead of explaining yourself, focus on proving yourself. Let them doubt you, let them underestimate you, let them think you're wasting your time. Because once the results start to show, they won't be able to ignore you anymore. The best way to silence critics is not with words, but with undeniable success. There's a reason why the hardest workers in any field are often the most respected. Whether it's business, sports, entertainment, or any other industry, those who consistently produce results earn recognition and admiration. It's not about being the loudest, the most popular, or the most well-connected. It's about delivering. No one cares how many hours you worked if you have nothing to show for it. No one cares about how much effort you put in if there's no progress. The world rewards those who get things done, not those who talk about what they plan to do. Results don't just affect your career or personal success, they shape how you are perceived by the world. If you constantly fail to deliver, people will stop taking you seriously. If you're all talk and no action, you'll lose credibility. But if you consistently back up your words with real accomplishments, people will respect you, trust you, and look up to you. This is true in every area of life. Employers don't care about what you say in an interview, they care about what you've actually done. Clients don't care about promises, they care about the value you bring. Even in relationships, people respect those who prove their worth through actions, not empty words. At the end of the day, your work ethic, discipline, and ability to produce results will define you. The excuses won't matter, the opinions of others won't matter, the temporary struggles and setbacks won't matter. All that will remain is what you actually achieved. And that's why the only way to truly succeed is to stop worrying about what people think, stop making excuses, stop waiting for the right moment, and simply do the work. The results will speak for themselves. In the end, your journey is entirely your own. No one will care as much about your dreams as you do, and no one will put in the work for you. Success isn't about talking, wishing, or waiting. It's about relentless effort, unshakable focus, and undeniable results. Embrace the reality that nobody cares and use it as fuel to work even harder. Let your actions drown out the noise, let your discipline outlast your doubts, and let your results speak so loudly that no one can ignore them. When you focus on yourself, put in the work, and refuse to quit, success stops being a distant dream and becomes an inevitable reality. So stop waiting. Stop making excuses. Start building, start grinding, and watch as the world begins to take notice, not because you told them to, but because your success left them no choice.